Hey, Joe and Elizabeth, RX Healthy Habits coming at you. Okay, where's Elizabeth? She's coming. She's going to be in the second half of this video, and I think she's going to really kind of wrap this up and put in perspective. The answer to this question, you ask, we answer, and that's this. How much is a typical commercial weight loss program going to cost me? So I'm going to answer that question. Elizabeth's going to come back in the second half and kind of tie it together a little bit about what the true costs really are. So let's go through and talk about it. This question, I think, is the reason why a lot of people don't really start off on their health journey or weight management journey, because they say it's just, I can't afford it. Well, here's the good news. You can, and also the good news is just really not about the actual price, because here's the range. For a lot of good, comprehensive programs out there. Some of the household names that you've heard on TV. Let's talk about some of the ones that you probably heard of. You've heard of Weight Watchers. You've heard of Jenny Craig. You've heard of Nutrisystems. You've heard of Medifast. You've heard of Noom. You've heard of Atkins. You've heard of Keto. You've heard of intermittent fasting. I'm going to talk about the ones that you see advertised on TV where there's, like a package or a program, because there's a lot of different variations, and there's a lot of programs out there. There's a lot of concepts out there. There's a lot of ideas out there. And let me tell you, one of the most biased, commercialized things out there is weight loss programs, and you have all kinds of opinions about what's the best one, which is the most effective. Here's the skinny, the skinny on weight loss programs. Not too many of them, with rare exceptions, if they're smart, will ever tell you that you can do more than 1 to 2 pounds per week, and that's a good, safe range for weight loss, and it's a doable for most programs out there. So once in a while they'll try to stretch it, but if they're smart, and most of them are, they want to stay on the radar with the regulatory and legal agencies, they're going to keep that down to 1 to 2 pounds per week. So let's talk about the cost then, and then we'll get back to some other details, and have Elizabeth wrap this up in the second segment. Here's what it costs: anywhere from $40 to up to $900 per month is what most programs out there, that's the range. Now, what's the average? The average is going to be about $350 to $400 for the programs that are comprehensive, that include PCMRs. That's package controlled meal replacement, whether it be fueling, snacks, meals, desserts, all that. So the average is about that. So I thought this was great. This one thing I saw, it said that it's probably going to cost you $75 to $150 per pound to lose weight on most commercial programs out there. So think about that. If you want to lose 40 pounds, well, it's going to cost a little bit to get to that point, because it's going to take you to lose 40 pounds how many weeks? Well, you're going to figure, 1 pound a week, so 40 weeks. 40 divided by 12, if I'm not right, is what? Can I do that math real quick in my head? 40 divided by 4 is 10 months. So you're talking about a program that you can lose 40 pounds. Think about a couple things about that. What's that going to do for your life? And if it does cost you that much money, if you want to look at it as that much money, then you got to think about what are you getting for that money, and Elizabeth's going to cover that. But also, you have to factor in that, was that money that you really spent that you would have spent anyway on groceries that were sometimes the wrong groceries. So anyway, here's what I tell people. There's so much bias, there's so much opinion, there's so much commercial gain that some people have, the players in this industry. There's a lot of opinion out there. Here's what bottom line I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to wrap this up. Bottom line is, what's the cost? Well, you know that, but what you have to look at, though, is how does this relate to my lifestyle? So I tell people, go to my blog. I got a bunch of questions to ask yourself, because I can outline every single program, and maybe on one of the other videos, if that's what you want, I'll do that. I'll go through the pluses and minuses, if you want to call it that, but I don't really think it's pluses and minuses. I think, what's the best fit for me? And I got to tell you, not all of them are a great fit. There's no one size fits all. You really have to find out what's the best thing for you, because here's some of the questions. Do you want to, prepare all of your own meals? Do you want to buy your own meals? Do you want to do all the research and know exactly how much counts are in each thing, calorie or whatever you do, points, however you want to do it? Do you want to have something that's more all set, and you just follow, open it up, peel and eat it, or throw it in the microwave? There's so many factors. One is, do you want to have something that maybe just has a lot of teaching and training, and maybe teach you about the ins and outs of why you eat the way you do. That's called the psychology based. Here's the crazy thing. All weight loss programs work. I am not going to say that one doesn't work. The only ones that don't work is the ones you don't work. In other words, where you don't do the work that it says you should do on the program. You don't follow what they're saying to do. All programs will help you lose weight. The challenge is, in a previous video I talked about this, 80% of the people that lose weight within 5 years, studies have shown gain it all back. So it's not just about weight loss. It's about learning how to eat correctly, how to get exercise, how to do the other habits of health. That's what's going to keep you long term from gaining the weight back, but also from staying to a healthy weight. So costs, there's the numbers, okay? And you can go through on the blog, and I do break it down a little bit by some of the common ones that you maybe are familiar with. It really, from there, you can jump into their websites. I'll have a link there. You can jump in. You can read all about them. I don't want to take away any of their thunder, but also I think the more you get educated, the more you can figure out what the best fit for you is. So with that, go to RxHealthyHabits.com. Check out our blog. I'll probably have a link on this video. But you should really sign up for RxHealthyHabits.com so you can get our weekly email. We're not going to blast you, but some of these blogs are going to have some really good information on there. So hope that helps. And with that, here's my better half. Here's Elizabeth talking about how you can really figure out what it actually is going to cost you to get healthy and get to a healthy weight. So here's Elizabeth.
Hey everybody, how are you today? Thanks, Joe. That was a nice introduction. I just wanted to just take a second and give you some price analysis, maybe just some things to consider when you're looking at weight loss programs. I think we're all very similar in a lot of ways from a cost perspective. And what I want you to think about, things that I talk to my clients about are, what are you spending right now? What are you spending in the grocery store? What are you spending on the $5 cup of coffee? What are you spending out of the vending machine at 3 o'clock when you crash? What are you spending on the way into work when you grab one of those muffins? When you add it all up and you look seriously right now, especially at what you're spending in the grocery store, and you're looking at a program that utilizes portion control meal replacements of any sort, whether it's bars, shakes, meals, ready-to-go meals, whatever the program is, you want to really consider everything that you consume during the course of the day. And that really excludes all of the health benefits and the money that you save not spending on co-pays or times that you spend at the doctor that you may not have to spend once the weight comes off. I mean, and we're not making any claims that all of that is going to happen, but should it? Think about that. You really can't put a price on your health. And so I want you to consider really inclusively all of that expense, that incidental expense that you really don't think about. It's time to add that all up, because when you're on a program that utilizes portion control, that all goes away. Maybe not entirely. It depends on the program. The programs vary. So you really need to look into that program and what the expense of each one and the potential, but not only the potential, but how well it fits into your lifestyle. And so, that's what you're going to talk to your consultant or your coach or whoever it is that you're speaking with regard to the program. And those are the questions that you want to ask. And also, what could be your expectation? How much weight do you expect to lose? How much weight does your coach think that you'll be able to lose, or your consultant or whoever the person is that's helping you with the program? So look into all of that. You have questions, we're here. RxHealthyHabits.com is our website. Go on ahead and join. You're already obviously watching the YouTube, so glad to have you here. Comments, questions, we welcome them all. Thanks for joining.